we've now got another amazing presentation that's going to come in from one of our great partners we work very, very closely with. So First Choice Shipping, absolutely amazing. I'm going to leave Pearl to discuss everything with her. We've got a bit of time with some presentation and some questions after.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Joel, great presentation. I just want to give a shout out to Joel. I don't know if you guys know this about him. He comes across very rough around the edges, but if you follow him on LinkedIn, he's actually helping out a lot of people right now, getting them the medical essentials they need free of charge. So definitely something that we want to give a shout out to Joel for. Okay, so right now I'm actually in New York as well, so I know exactly what everybody else is going through right now. It's really difficult. So shout out to everybody. Our thoughts and prayers are with everybody. Everybody stay safe, and we're gonna get through this together. So what I'm here right now to do is provide an opportunity amidst this crisis, and we're gonna go ahead and achieve success no matter what we are actually going through. So let me just introduce myself again. My name is Pearl Ausch. I am the Chief Operations Officer here at First Choice Shipping, and me and my team have already helped thousands of sellers expand their businesses internationally, especially with Amazon. But my most important job, I'll say, is being a wife and mother to my 3 adorable children. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you a picture of what they look like just in case they actually walk in, because as you know, we're all home now, so we're quarantining. So in case any of them walk in, you'll know exactly who is who. That's my son. He's dressed up this last holiday. This is what he dressed up as. And those are my 2 little adorable girls. My newest addition is my 3-month-old daughter, Razy. So in case any of them walks in, actually one won't walk in, she might cry in. So in case you see them, you'll know exactly what's happening. Okay, so let's get right into it. Okay, so this is what we're gonna learn today. Joel probably covered some of this, is how we're gonna be able to help you guys save your listings with shipping, how we can efficiently operate in this crisis, and how we can maximize the most potential in the opportunity that Amazon gives you. Okay, these are probably some of the things you guys are struggling with. Rates are too high. The shipping is crazy right now, especially shipping it from China. The bans, right? Our bans with Amazon right now. Listings are going haywire because of that. But we're not going to let our business go into a crisis, because there is a crisis, and let's figure this out together. So very early on, right after Chinese New Year's, is when most of us started realizing that something is going on in China. It was an immediate slowdown in production. Of course, shipments started slowing down right after that. And we started hearing, here at First Choice, slowly, that people are afraid to actually ship out internationally because they wanted to hold on to their inventory that they had here in the USA. So, we started seeing that very quickly, and then it reached the US, and it was a real complete shock to all of us. We didn't expect it to spread. We thought it was contained, but we've got really hit very hard, especially in New York City. That's where we are located, and it's absolutely crazy. So we're trying the best that we can to manage with whatever we're given. Then the Amazon ban came in, which made matters even worse, and people are like, what now? I just want to point out that essentials is allowed to be shipped in. It's only the non-essentials, and if you are selling in these categories, this does not include you. Baby products, health and household, beauty and personal care, grocery, industrial and scientific, and pet supplies. So if you are within those categories, lucky you're not suffering like most of the other people are. Okay, so what do we do now? What do we do in such times? Because in certain situations, we need to switch things up. We are expecting for this to be over in a couple weeks, we hope. Honestly, I'm not 100% confident that by April 5th, the ban is going to be lifted. I hope I'm wrong, but if whoever's reading the news right now and whoever sees what's actually going on, Amazon is not keeping up. And if you look at different options to order from Amazon, it's taking very long until they're fulfilling those orders. So I don't know. I'm hoping for the best, but the truth is that we must diversify. So what we recommend right now, if you are under this ban, please diversify by doing FBM, merchant fulfilled. If you are running low in stock and your listings are basically almost over, in other words, there's no more inventory, and no inventory means no sales. No sales means your listings are going to go down. Let me just get my door here. Okay, sorry about that. Please just do merchant fulfilled for now. I know it's more expensive, so what we suggest doing is using different warehouse partners. So if you're selling internationally already, let's say you're selling in the UK currently, we highly recommend using somebody like GEE. Andy is with GEE. We highly recommend their services if you want to do merchant fulfilled. Ship in larger stock over there, and then they'll ship it out. They'll do the 3PL for you. Highly recommend that. If there are other locations that you need a warehouse option for, we have partners throughout the world. So please feel free to reach out to me, and I will definitely help you make a recommendation. Okay, now you may have pushed this off for a very long time because you didn't have time, or the opportunity didn't make sense at the moment. But unfortunately, a lot of us have a lot of unwanted time on our plates right now. So I very, very highly recommend not missing this opportunity of expanding internationally. There are many different marketplace opportunities, and there are such simple ways on how to ship there successfully. And this hopefully will be some sort of redemption for you guys. I know people are suffering. A lot of businesses are suffering. We are suffering. We definitely feel it, and we want to help you guys out. Remember, people are staying indoors. People are buying everything online. We're talking worldwide. We're not just talking the USA, we're talking worldwide. So let's work together to help you ship to these amidst marketplaces that does not have a ban. So the US does have a ban, the UK does have a ban. We gave you this option of shipping merchant fulfilled just for the time being. And the other marketplaces that are available actually do not have a ban. So let's try to get ourselves at least set up in the meantime, so like that we have more options. Okay, so what we highly recommend right after the UK, right? Again, the US and the UK have a ban. We highly recommend expanding into Canada. Canada, Joel just mentioned, has huge opportunity. Their population, again, is not as big as the US, but they do have a beautiful population, and people are doing a very close second after the UK marketplace. They're doing a very close second to what they're doing over there in Canada. People are doing at least 10% of what they're currently doing in the US. Might sound like a little bit, but imagine if you had that extra 10% to offer in your business during this crisis. We make it really easy for you. We help you get set up with the proper certifications that you need. Number one, you'll need something called an NRI number. Some people call it a Canadian business number. We help you set it up in-house. Whoever's listening to this webinar right now, we're actually going to offer that to you free of charge. We're not going to charge you to set it up. It's just a couple days until you get it set up, and then we'll easily be able to ship into Amazon FBA using our partnership with UPS. We have a very strong partnership with them, and we're going to be able to bring you rates that are up to 60% off, between 60 to 80% off the published rate. So we're talking very affordable pricing to be able to ship into their marketplaces. And it takes as fast as 2 days to get it in there, and then you are going to have your products Prime eligible. So guys, please jump onto this bandwagon now. You have extra time. I know it's not time that you really wanted to have, but you have it now. Let's make sure that we use this time to our advantage. We'll help you with a clearance in case you don't know what kind of items am I allowed to sell, am I not allowed to sell, does it need to be approved by Health Canada or whatever. Reach out to us, we're going to help you. Other great marketplaces right now also that don't have a ban are Australia and the UAE marketplace. Those marketplaces are also really, really strong. Again, we have the data, we see the shipments going out. We could tell you these marketplaces, shockingly enough, Australia is doing unbelievable numbers and they just started. So again, these marketplaces are options that you could diversify. There's no ban. And the great thing about these marketplaces as well is you do not need any registrations with the governments over there to go ahead and get started. And we can make it even easier. We do have great relationships with Amazon. So if you do meet a certain criteria, what we'll do is we'll connect you with an Amazon rep over at Amazon themselves, and they'll help you get set up with your listings. So you don't have to do anything, literally. They'll take your listings that you have in the US, copy the listings over, and you could get started in no time. And no VAT registration is needed again in Australia or UAE to get started. So you could get started as soon as this week. Guys, again, get this going. This is gonna help you. If you are stuck without any inventory right now, at least let us help you get set up in the meantime. So as soon as you do have inventory, we can have it so easily set up, get ready, and we're just gonna guide you on how to get the shipments going. Okay, so now that you've decided that we're actually gonna make this happen, and I hope that many of you are, let's talk about some of the mistakes to avoid when you're actually getting done with the shipping into those marketplaces. So we'll talk about 4 of the biggest mistakes. Number 1, making sure that you are shipping with all the duties and taxes paid for in advance. So normally when I'm shipping internationally, the receiver is going to pay for the duties and taxes. That's normally how it works in the international market. But when you're shipping into Amazon, Amazon does not want to take any responsibility for any taxes. So this is very important that you know this, that when you're shipping, make sure that the documents that you're shipping along with your shipment clearly state that the shipper will be the one paying for the taxes. By using our portal, we make sure that this gets done automatically. Very big, I would say the most popular mistake that people will make when they're actually starting with the international market. Number 2, importer of record. What's an importer of record? An importer of record is basically the person that is in charge of making sure that your shipment is legally able to be shipped. Nothing, no taxes are being owed to any government or the receiver. Basically, they take full responsibility for the shipment. Normally, again, the receiver is the one that will be the importer of record, but again, Amazon will not be the importer of record. If they do see on the documentation that they're listed as the importer, that will be another reason for them to refuse the shipment, and they're going to send it back to the shipper. Something else that we could help you with, we will act as your importer of record. Number 3, using wrong HS codes. HS code, some people call it a tariff code, some call it a harmonized code. It's basically the number that you're going to be putting onto the documents that you're stating what the value of your goods are and what the description of the goods are. It's a number that they have in the customs database. They have like hundreds of thousands of different codes that will equal the type of item that you're shipping. Very important to choose the right one, because you could be shipping something that you don't realize that has a much higher tax rate, and it's not even equaling exactly what you're shipping. So just a small example I have over here would be with clothing. You could have children's clothing, which is actually exempt of VAT when you're shipping, let's say, to Amazon UK, versus adult clothing, which actually has a VAT rate of 20%. Be very careful. If you are shipping children's clothing, you're not using the adult clothing code, or you're not just writing a description without a code. Include a code always. If not, what happens is customs will end up taking the most expensive one they see on file. So that's something that you should be careful with. Just a tip to add in here, when you are shipping into FBA, the value that you're declaring for customs is going to be your cost, not what you're selling it for, because the goods are not sold yet. So when you're shipping in, remember, you're only going to be paying taxes off your cost, which is obviously much less. Here's just a little snippet of what it looks like on our dedicated shipping portal. You actually have a free duty and tax calculator. It's integrated with Pitney Bowes. and you could easily look up any tax rates or codes, and it's going to give you in real time what that will be. Okay, number 4, planning on returns. Something people don't think about when they're actually expanding. When you are shipping internationally, when you're selling internationally, Amazon, the same way they don't provide the shipping options to get there, and that's why you would need somebody like First Choice Shipping in the first place, they will not provide a option to ship your returns back to wherever it came from if it came internationally. They only will ship it to a local address. So you'll need to make sure you have an option in place. Something else that we help with the UK, we actually are partnered with Andy. We help do the returns together in his warehouse over there, something that we are very happy with. And then we do it for any other international marketplace that we are able to help you with Amazon. That includes Japan, Australia, UAE, Canada, and so on. Okay, so this is basically, in a nutshell of what we just spoke about, what we can help you with. Importer of record. We have our own dedicated portal where you're going to be able to create the shipments easily in like literally 3 minutes. Customs documents included, pickup included. And I do want to add in one thing. We are helping a lot of people bring in with their medical needs now, masks, any essentials that people are needing from China. We are helping bring that in. If there's anything that we can do to help any of you bring those goods in, do reach out. We are working with a couple carriers on that. The transit time is super fast and the rates are phenomenal. I know a lot of you that are bringing in goods right now from China know how hard it is to get a decent rate, on top of it actually securing the actual rate. So we have a rate that's secured, and if you need any of help with that, please do feel to reach out. Yeah, so let's open it up for Q&A, Andy. Anybody needs any help with anything, any questions? Happy to help with that.
Yeah, that's fantastic, Pearl. That's been really, really useful. Thank you very much. Let's, as I say, open up to questions. So let's get those questions coming in. While we're waiting for the questions to come in, I've got a couple that I've got a couple ready basically. So let's ask some of those. So similar question to what I asked to Joel. What do you think is the number one thing that people can make a difference today in their Amazon stores? What would be the one thing, one top tip you might be able to give them?
I'm sorry again. What would be the number?
What would be the sort of the number one top tip that you might give someone who was selling on Amazon today? What would be the sort of number one thing? Yeah,
so exactly what I spoke about. Please expand internationally. Don't put your eggs into one basket. Like Joel said, you heard it from the mouth of somebody that's actually really running thousands of Amazon accounts. He said it himself. There are not that many people that are selling internationally. The opportunity is huge. And if you're going to just do it and set it up the proper way, and we'll help you do that, you'll be so successful because you're competing with so many less people than you actually are right now. Let's say if you're selling in the US, which is so saturated. So yeah, that would definitely be the number one tip I would give them.
Fantastic. Okay, great. Now, one thing I've got a question on is, obviously, where we are currently with, life in the current climate, should we say, shipping from China, what does that currently look like at the moment? What getting a container, whether it's a full or half load, and what about cartons? How does that sort of look at the moment?
Yeah, so air freight is a nightmare, obviously, because air freight goes with usually passenger airplanes. Definitely don't recommend going with air freight. Literally, the rate changes like on demand. It's absolute madness. We don't recommend shipping by air freight. We do recommend shipping by courier if they want to go by air. DHL is doing a pretty good job right now. Takes around 3 days, and door-to-door free pickup. They do the delivery as well. And ocean, we have seen picking up. So thank God, I would say 80–90% of factories are back up and running, which is great, which is really, it's giving some hope for a lot of people that we'll be there hopefully in the next couple weeks as well. We're really hoping for that because we're bleeding here. It's terrible.
Yeah, quite right. Okay. And last thing, if for me is how quickly does it take to get set up? So if they've not quite used you before, and what does the process look like, and how quickly can that happen?
Okay, so for the other marketplaces that don't need registrations, like I mentioned, Australia or UAE, they could literally send a shipment out today. What time is it? 2 o'clock. Yeah, usually the cutoff time is 3 o'clock. I'm sorry, 3 or 5 for some carriers, so they could still send today. For the other marketplaces, like let's say Canada or the UK, we'll help you with the setup. We work with Andy's team for the UK to set you up very easily. Takes 7 to 14 days to get that done. For the NRI registration for Canada, takes about a week. So all you have to do is email us to support@firstchoiceship.com, or they could just sign up on our website, firstchoiceship.com, and our team will take over, and we actually will have a dedicated point of contact for every single client. So they could just reach out and they'll have just one person that will deal with them throughout. So it'll make things really easy.
Fantastic. I can't
Great.
see any other questions coming through. But from our side, so from Global E-commerce Experts, we've partnered with Pearl or First Choice for quite a few years. And if you in any doubt from our side, we would only partner with people that we believe do a great job. And likewise,
yeah,
I'm sure Pearl would say exactly. Well, I hope Pearl would say exactly the same thing.
Oh yeah.
But if you're in any doubt about shipping or anything like that, you need to speak to the experts, and First Choice really are that. They can really help and guide you through the process right from the beginning all the way to the end. And one thing we've put into our expansion challenge is the shipping side is First Choice. That's where you go. There's no other option, because that's by far the best process. So
thank you. One more thing, Andy. I do have an SOP for each marketplace. So if people want to read up a little bit more about, different things about certain marketplaces, if there's anything they're interested in, they could just shoot us an email and we'll send it over, obviously free of charge for any marketplace. So if they're interested in, let's say, Australia, we'll send you an SOP special for Australia. Reach out and we could definitely give them that information.
Fantastic, that'd be great. And if people want to get in contact with you, either to get set up or to reach out and ask some questions, what would be the best way for them to do that?
That would be to support, SUPPORT, @firstchoiceship.com. And I'll go ahead and I'll put it into the chat box so people see that.
Yeah, fantastic. Wonderful. Okay.
I
think that's amazing. I really thank you for giving up your time, especially in this current climate. So thank you very much for giving up your valuable time, especially with a newborn essentially as well. So they're clearly very well behaved. My children, I can hear banging on the roof. So I don't know what they're doing upstairs. They must be playing.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I wish. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll take it.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Very good, Andy.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.